Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the ball pen simulator, otherwise known as Squid Junction 37. Scap, do you have a collection of pens you'd like to show off to chat?
You're throwing me in like this?
You were looking for a pen, so I asked if you have a pen to show.
Well, I was having trouble finding a black 10mm Pilot G2, and instead I'm coping with a Papermate Profile 1.4mm, because that's the closest in ink density that I could get to a gel pen from a ballpoint. But Jeannie, why the heck would you throw me in like this?
I don't know. We're just talking. We're getting it before grand. I'm not throwing you under the bus. You're trying to find a pen.
You know, but I'm coping. I found one. It's fine. I'll cope.
I've got a thin. What is it? A thin traced line silver Sharpie, which was for my big house posters because.
Is that what you write your commentary notes with?
No, I've got pencils for that. I've got Bic 0.7mm mechanical pencils for that.
Oh no.
Well, I bought me these like packages of mechanical pencils when I was in like 6th grade, and I've continuously used them because I save trees from the world.
You know, but that's so valid. Like, I will use a pen until I finish it. I may have like 200 pens, but I will finish that pen. And then I'll use it as a stake in my garden for all the crops that I grow upon my enemies. And that's exactly what both of these teams want to do here, is they want to plant flowers on the remains of their enemies, which are each other.
You mean on the shelves of their crab tanks?
Yes, exactly. You get me. I want to use a crab tank as a flower pot.
I'm so excited to see the auto bomb sub because we have burst bombs and one singular auto bomb as the zone is being heavily contested between. Hold up! Hold our beer right here, Ginny. You gotta talk about the action before you start talking about what's going on outside the action.
You know, the auto bomb carries, except for when Volti's on the field, genuinely. Yeah, you know, you could say that, I forget splash meta, we're living in the burst bomb meta. Very quickly, though, man, Otter's gonna pull lead here.
Wow. What a way for Otters to really get in there. Volti creating holding all that space that was created for the crab tank. Speaking of crab tanks, here they go, Otters, raining terror. But they're watching out because of Immortal Redemption. They got the Zipcaster plus the Reef Slider. Getting down to the crabs, making it so they had 0 value.
You know, and how quickly all of that happens, just absolutely forced onto their back foot. We're in the final 25 seconds of the game, and Otters burning through specials that at this point, you know, aren't even really needed because at this point, Immortal Redemption needs to feed for this zone, and that they are doing. We do see Storm here taking this 1v1 on the left side. They lose that. We do see Volti going down, so there's going to be a significant chunk of forward presence gone from Otters, and finally, Immortal Redemption is able to cap that zone and apply some precious penalty points. 69. Yeah. Nice.
Nice. Nice. Immortal Redemption, they're trying to go back in. Storm Hero on that with the Sultana Stamper, but they don't see that Volti's on this left side. They're going to punish the Straw Hat who's wielding that crab tank. And oh my goodness, Volti's still causing so much chaos with that. Immortal Redemption kind of forgot about the zone.
You know, but here they are, and they are getting towards that 10 remaining, right? Any moments here that are spent early in the game narrowing this lead that Otters has secured for themselves is precious time. We have that Zipcaster coming up from Storm to try and clear this crab. If they get this crab, that's huge. No, but they do force it off of the zone for long enough for that lead to get narrower and narrower. Otters, now is their time to go in, and that they do. They do manage to cap, and they do manage to force a staggered 2 down, make that 3 on the side of Immortal Redemption. It's just the Tetras. Do they get the pick here? Inevitably, they do. Now, Immortal Redemption once again in the situation where they are all coming from spawn.
No sleep for Immortal Redemption. Sleepy said, none of that. I'm going to hunt you down and take you out. Now, Otters, they're trying to rip through this penalty as fast as they can. They've got 2 members advantage and are trying to look for the members on that left side. This looks like it could be a delayed wipe scenario, but Volti does fall to that crab tank on the side of Redemption.
Sleep is for the dead. Immortal Redemption cannot rest if they are constantly having to fight these Otters, constantly having to fight these splashes. They do manage to go in and cap. That's good. They have once again bought themselves more precious time, but just this constant staggered one down is a refusal in order for them to get a secure lock and hold. Once again, a cap. 2 members down. They're going to find themselves without breath, 6 feet under. Otters once again maintaining control.
And all those burst bombs that are going out on those sectors, what are you supposed to do in that situation? You have 8 burst bombs coming at you. That's not even with last-ditch effort or after like a special been used, but that doesn't matter. Storm Hero slices and dices the competition. Otters are pushed so far back now in a good spot for Immortal Redemption.
This is excellent. They have managed to gap that zone and nearly wipe the remaining members of Otters. They have 4 specials online. They have both stacks controlled. This is huge for them. Here we go with an excellent Zipcaster to force them away from the zone from Storm Hero. They get the crab. Another crab right behind him, but it doesn't matter. The damage is done. Otters has lost some wind from under their sails, and it is Immortal Redemption just narrowly maintaining control, and they lose it. And then Slacker goes down on the reef side. Great play from Otters. Just very unfortunate for Immortal Redemption.
Volti able to punish that reef slider, even though they're stuck in that Trizuka and couldn't swim because there was no paint below them. They're able to stay alive and get that clutch shot down. Immortal Redemption, they're in their final breath here. They kind of feels like it's hold here or forever hold game 1's piece. Oh, but Volti says no! Hold your piece, I'm gonna take 2 with me.
Oh man, here they go. Are they getting a triple on Storm? Are they gonna find the quad? Oh, but there's a jump here as well. This is oh man, getting the pick on Slacker once again. Volti absolutely tearing it up in the zone. They only need to hold for 3 more seconds, but Immortal Redemption does somehow manage, after all that damage, manage to cap, and then they get the pick on Volti. This is their moment. This is the last chance that they have in overtime. 2 members down on the side of Otters. Immortal Redemption has their crab on land, and they are decimating that right stack, not giving Otters an opportunity to break in. Once again, number of down. Volti is underneath that ledge. Are they going to find the pick of Volti, or are their backs turned away from the opponent's spawn, going to give away this moment? No, they managed to pull the lead. What a change of pace for game 1 of Grand Finals.
No way that Volti goes in there, gets 3, gets a super jump on one that they'd already gotten before, and somehow, Immortal Redemption, the unkillable, they could not be stopped. They came back, even if they were splatted, and kept control of the zone, just briefly neutralizing it, and allowing themselves to truly have one of the most insane comebacks within the last 20 seconds of a match that I have never seen
a comeback like that. We're not just saying it to gas this. That is like, I thought Immortal Redemption was dead, but they showed us the meaning of immortality in the truest of sense. That was a phenomenal comeback. I'm genuinely, I have commentated hundreds of matches, and I have never seen a comeback like that.
I've commentated, I would agree with you, Scamp, hundreds of matches, and I cannot remember in a game like Splatoon where I've seen that. I've seen it in other games. But Mercy in Overwatch had an ability called Resurrection where she could bring back her entire team with a click of a button. That is not Splatoon. You cannot click a button and bring your entire team back. But that's what Immortal Redemption did.
Literally feeding. They were literally like there was like Volti got a triple. They were going for the crab. There was a jump to the crab, and then I was like, oh, the crab is dead. Slacker jumped in. Volti gets the pick, but then like there's more jumps to the crab, and then they just come in and they never give up. They simply never gave up control. And then capping the zone in the final 3 seconds of the game, and then maintaining control for enough to pull lead in overtime. Maintaining Otters in a staggered 2 down. I've never seen a comeback like that.
Wow, those Otters must have found something bad in that shell that they found in the river. It must have exploded all over inside their faces. But with that, they gotta have a quick bounce back into Tower Control Inkblot Art Academy. We just seen this in a Splat Zones fashion previously. Let's see if Otters have that same sauce that they had cooking up last time on Tower Control this time.
And you know, Otters sticking with their comp, refusing to make any changes. Both teams locking and loading, heading for that tower. If this game is anything like the last, we're gonna find ourselves out of breath.
Oh my goodness. And I'm kind of okay with that, but I do have commentary tomorrow morning, and so I kind of don't want to lose that. Oh wow, who would have guessed?
You know, but here we go, the tower rolling back into mid, Immortal Redemption maintaining control of their tree. Ooh! But as I say that, they go 2 down, make that 3 down. It is just Lucina left alone on that plat. Thankfully, they do have that very, very precious crab to kind of stall out this first checkpoint.
Yeah, that precious crab is going to be used, stalling Otters for a little bit of time. Immortal Redemption allowing themselves to get back in. But Stalker falls before, and that Trizuka being used by Otters as well is going to be used in combination with their crab to create so much chaos.
And Sleepy on that left side does get the pick on Lucina. Now at this point, all they need to do is look forward. But there is that crab tank. Oh, excellent pin here from this crab tag. Are they going to find any value out of this? Sleepy going to drop on it, trying to get the pick, but going to find themselves dropped on once again from another member of Immortal Redemption. Absolute break back in, and now we're in a reverse situation. The crab on the stack being rushed down. Unfortunately, Immortal Redemption does not get that pick, so Otters is going to maintain control of mid here. But just what a tit for tat so quickly within 20 seconds.
Yeah, and Volty just being pressured out in mid again. The rest of Otters trying to paint up, trying to create the space. But Volty has to be forced back. Stormhail punishing that, but gets punished just in gear. Lucina punishes Sleep on that crab. Punish for punish for punish for punish. Blows for blows for blows. But Immortal Redemption, they're okay with that because they're starting to put damage on this first check.
You have to wonder whether or not that opening exchange on the previous game at this point was because Immortal Redemption was finding themselves asleep after a long break, and now we are finding themselves warmed up as they try and head towards this second checkpoint. Otters, knowing that they have to take this game, and Immortal Redemption only needs to win 2 more in order to seal the deal. They obviously don't want a bracket reset against such a talented and capable team such as Otters, so any points here matters so much. And look, here they are in control of bats. Otters is 2 down. That tower may be floating back to mid, but certainly they are maintaining their forward presence here for now.
And this is good. Straw Hat finding the space, but not able to get the spots that they need. Volty punishing them. Storm Heroes around that corner, but they're going to be acting off. They don't want to fight that Carbon in close range, especially a Carbon at the level of Volty. We've seen Volty just run in and terrorize the competition all day. Let's see if they can continually to do that. No, get shut down.
We are finding ourselves in a situation where now Immortal Redemption is maintaining control of mid here. It is Otters who has to push into them, which is simply not a situation that Otters have found themselves in the length of time that we have been casting them the entire time we have been on mic. Immortal Redemption just holding this forward presence and refusing to let Otters back in the mid. Now is their opportunity. They have gotten the 3 picks that they need. They just need to deal with the 1 on left as the tower works its way around. They do get that pick. Now is the time to look forward. They lose Volty. Is Volty going to be the difference here as they round this corner? They are choosing to wait for Volty. Crab v Crab. Otters finds themselves another 1 down. How quickly the wind is knocked out of their sails just by losing 1 player.
Volty, the spark, the electricity, all that voltage is Volty. That's what Otter's game plan is. It seems as soon as Volty's gone, they've got no spark. They've got no firepower. And speaking of the spark with firepower, that's a reslider that's going to be punished every single day of the week.
Burst Bomb Chip in order to be able to cancel any single Reef Slider that's going to find its way working into mid. Immortal Redemption, once again in a 2-2 situation. We are a minute left in this game, and this game is going to be won by the ability to clear the first checkpoint on Inkblot. That is almost unheard of.
Yeah, Immortal Redemption has gotten past that second checkpoint all the way down to 44. So Otters, they're going to have to get a little bit further past it, but they really have to worry just about getting out of the spawn. This is good, because Immortal Redemption is 3 down. Volty is gone. So hopefully, this time, Otters, they have a spark without Volty being alive. They're trying to punish the machine, and the machine safely jumps out, keeping a hold of that Booyah Bomb.
Booyah Bomb is absolutely pivotal. They are going to choose to hold that 40-second checkpoint.
Storm?
Excellent decision making, given that that checkpoint is the difference here. There comes the Booyah Bomb. They force the members off the tower, but there's no remaining members up of Immortal Redemption in order to follow it up. A crab on the tower. It is 3v2 for this very precious checkpoint in the final seconds of this game. There's a crab behind tower. There's a crab behind that tower. There are jumps behind tower. Barely pull lead. Incredible play from Otters here. Barely squeaking by those checkpoints, just finding themselves pinned between crabs and refusing to give it up, holding on to jump after jump in order to be able to hold that tower.
My jaw is on my desk. We've had 2 games that were like, oh, the one team has the lead. It's looking good for them. Good plays, good splats. I thought Thorm Hero was going to be in a good position there. But 2 games in a row now, we've had the last 5-second overtime comeback.
Genuinely. Yeah. I forget predicting the rest of this set. Genuinely.
Ain't nobody predicted. Nobody predicted this set. The predictions are 0-0. Nobody predicted.
Yeah, this is anyone's set. Genuinely. I'm not even gonna postulate as to who is going to win Splat Zone's Brinewater. We see Otters win against Splat Zone's Brinewater against the Light, but this is not even comparable.
This is not an X-Blow comp. They're not playing against an X-Blow comp. They can't just smack your carbon on the X-Blow. This is Immortal Redemption, who's been playing fast and furious all day. I am so intrigued to see what happens here.
This set is like one for the books. I mean, apparently I need to work more Squid Junctions, Genie. That's what I'm taking out of this set.
All right, when's our next Squid Junction? Let's look at the calendar. Let's pull out the Dapple calendar. This month on Dapple Productions, we have a stacked month for you. Wait, this is not the end of the term. But anyway, I'll still highlight it. The next Squid Junction is the 18th of February. Same time, same place, same channel.
Running a local that day. Gosh darn.
Skill issue.
Yeah, how dare I try and support my local Splatoon community. Can we get Squid Junction, BRB?
No. If you are in the North Florida area, I guess you have a free pass of not watching Squid Junction.
Yeah, pull up. It's okay. We have pretzels.
Yeah.
You know, Splat Zone's Brinewater. We've seen what Triple Crab can do there. You pop a crab in mid, you pop a crab in elbow, then you pop the other crab, and one of the crabs goes down. That's what I'm expecting out of the side of Otters. I'm sure Otters at this point, or Immortal Redemption at this point, knows what they're going up against. And they're finding such value out of the Stamper in terms of just running at the crabs. You know, Storm here doing a fantastic job and physically canceling the crabs or simply pulling their fire, which is so slow to move away from objective. At that point, they have to choose to either commit and risk dying or not shoot at what they wanted to shoot at.
Yeah, and I'm very interested to see what Volti's, like, where they can position on this map. Because of the openness of it, it feels like they could easily get shut down with some good team coordination of burst bombs. But then again, it's Volti. They'll always be able to find a way in.
Right, who's going to be the first team to cap the zone? It is Immortal Redemption, finding themselves 1 down, make that a delayed 2, as Otters very quickly recoups that zone and starts looking forward. That's what they're going to be doing this whole game, looking forward.
And look at the paint! Look at the paint from the crab tanks! Gets 1, gets 2, Volti just slides in there, gets 3! Yeah, okay, yep, 3. Spectator cam, Straw Hat says, you can't take my hat. I'm holding on to this one for now, Volti, but I'm still going to get punished by the rest of your teammates.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, how devastating from Volti. They get any sort of paint from this crab, and look, here's Volti once again calling for help. Goes in, gets Lucina. The Reef Slide comes onto the zone, but it's not enough to neutralize it. 2 members down on the side of Immortal Redemption as Otters maintains control. The amount of Immortal Redemption simply can't put the paint down in the areas that they need to in order to cap. There we go, a desperate cap as they find themselves in a fortunate 4v3 situation, but Otters going to come right back in at their soonest opportunity.
Wow, more Redemption. They're trying to hold on, and they've got it. They've got zone control, but they gotta watch out. These are triple crab tank Otters. They've got these crabs. They are running with them. But this is Immortal Redemption. They're not gonna let the crabs just take all the space. They're not gonna let them dictate the action. They're gonna take the fight to them, and they're still in control of that zone.
My gosh, and we're, you know, keep in mind how the first Splat Zone's game win, so what felt like an hour ago, Immortal Redemption maintaining control. They're in a 2v3 situation, but how long are they going to be able to hold this? Every single moment is precious. 2 down on the side of Otters means even more points and even narrower lead for Immortal Redemption. Are they going to be able to pull lead here, Genie?
Absolutely. Lead has been pulled. There was a double, which I think was a Fizzy Bomb plus a Burst Bomb combination, which took 2 Otters out. Even with the triple Crab Tank, Otters weren't able to get in. They're going to have another Crab Tank, 2 more Crab Tanks plus a Trizuka, trying to find the space. Immortal Redemption. They're not dying. They're living. They're immortal. There's no way you're going to get them off the zone. There's no way you're going to stop them. But for Otters, they're trying so desperately. They can't get to the zone. They have to paint the zone. The Booyah Bomb's coming out. It will paint that zone so well. Otters, they're forced so far back. Can they get there? No, they can't. Immortal Redemption able to close out game 3.
Okay, keep in mind that game started with Volty in their spawn. Right?
True.
Like, that game started with nice 3 points in your spawn. What? Excuse me? And then can we appreciate the Giga Chad brain play from Straw Hat to pop that Booyah Bomb exactly when they did? You gotta be careful when you pop the Booyah Bomb. You can't, because if you pop it, that's paint off the zone for just a couple of seconds, and that might be the difference in between the opponents capping the zone and not. So to pop that Booyah Bomb, and then for the rest of the teammates to say, hold on, we got you, mash that down button, and if you're the Booyah Bomb to come in at just the right time with 5 ticks remaining to maintain control, that's brilliant. Brilliant team play. There's no other word for it.
Golden. Some say that was golden. Speaking of golden, we had a golden paddling pool on last weekend. That was last Wednesday. And I had Carbon so helpfully reminding me that, yes, we have events like our Squid Junction and our Triton Cup, but those come up bi-weekly. 20XX is not bi-weekly. 20XX will be here on Dapple next weekend. 1 p.m. EST start times on Sunday and Saturday. So, Carbon, there's your shout out. Back to the action of Squid Junction, Skep.
Actually, you can find, if you are enjoying Jeannie and I's commentary, which I hope you are, we put a lot of work into it, you can find us commentating Grands next weekend of 20XX, which, boy oh boy, if this set is sweaty, oh man.
I can't wait to see Starburst play against a JP pickup. That actually, for me, is so exciting. I'm actually stoked to see that. And if it's not that, I'll be so hyped.
I can't get my mind off of the set that's in front of us though. Like,
oh, true.
Like tower control, Otters turn that back around. We went from zones to TC, zones to TC. We're back on TC. Otters clutched that out. Immortal Redemption maintained control up until they didn't, which was in overtime. So can Otters do it again?
They gotta find that magic. They gotta find that sauce. That sauce that they have. I'm gonna keep mentioning about the Otters finding something in the river, because that's what Otters do. They scavenge for something in the river, and then when they find it, they usually, like, if it's like a clam, they just like crack it open and boom, they eat it. That's why they're Otters. They scrounge for stuff. So whatever they can find on this underpass. I do have to say, there's nothing but like grimy gunge here. Oh, there's sunflowers. Yeah, sunflowers are actually something enjoyable to eat. Sunflower seeds are great.
Yeah, they're delicious. They also have lots of like minerals in them that you can eat. And, oh my god, we're in match point, Genie!
Yeah, match point Otters. They are on the comeback story of a lifetime. Being eliminated at the first possible opportunity in round 2 and making the entire losers run to get back here in Grands. They don't want to fall at the final hurdle.
They can complete the losers run by pulling off a 3-2 here and then forcing us into a bracket reset. That's what they need to do in order to have an attempt at winning this. And here we go. A 3 down on the side of Immortal Redemption. Make that a wipe. That first checkpoint is going to be free for Otters, and Volty heading straight for the spawn.
Yeah,
1 down.
Volty gets another one. That's great. That's, I believe, the 5th kill for Volty this game already. And they got that Trizuka going. 1 shot out, 2 shots, can't find anything. Trying to line up this 3rd one. Not able to get any magic with that, but that's A-okay. Already down halfway through the 2nd checkpoint is great for the Otters.
Yeah, and there it goes, that 2nd checkpoint. At this point, once again, Otters look forward. That's what they do, and that's what they do best. Look, that's a pick for Volty. Once again, there's a member up on Greats. That's another one down. Another one bites the dust. That's a 3rd one down. They just need to get this 4th. There we go. This 3rd checkpoint is free. They are going to clear this 3rd checkpoint. Volty popping that Zuka. There we go. Straw. Oh my god, are they actually stalling out this checkpoint? Someone get on the tower.
Please, somebody play objective. Volty's like, team, I'm just holding them in their spawn. Finally falls. But that I feel that can't help the field, but that's a blunder. The third checkpoint should have been gone for Otters. They would have had somebody at least on that thing, because Volti had everyone else on Immortal Redemption locked in their spawn.
3 brands of Volti in the splash. Like, please? Because that's what I'm looking at, and I'm loving it. Genuinely. Wait, hold up. Genie, I think we were too lost in the sauce, because we didn't realize that Otters switched the splash out for the machine.
Yeah, we were a little bit lost in the Volti sauce. I kind of noticed it, but I was caught, you know, sleeping on Sleepy there with the machine.
Yeah, Machine is just such a good pick here for Undertow in particular, given how Galaxy hitbox it is, and then you have the fizzies to clear these narrow alleys in between the zones. It's a lot of sweet, hot chip. And then also Booyah Bomb. You can't dodge it in such narrow and claustrophobic areas. Once again, another wipeout for Otters. Immortal Redemption finding their way, just getting control of mid.
They're trying to find their way, but they gotta watch out because Volti gets that makes sense. Volti, you can't just walk into the Trizuka of a Volti. That is asking to be sent back to spawn. That is asking to see that espresso kettle again.
Man, I'm so shook. 2 down, make that two down on each side as the tower is carefully and slowly and languidly winding its way back to mid, only to be tapped by a lone crab. Sleepy jumping in to maintain control of that tower. The Zuka coming out. The Zuka finds one. We are at the situation where hopefully this time they learn their lesson and they're gonna have the Splash just sit on top of tower. Because look at the machine. The machine is pushing up at the spawn. The machine gets a pick. We are heading towards. They have extended their lead here. The Booyah Bomb comes out. It's going to find itself being chucked at the crab. There we go. They are 8 points away and no checkpoints between them and victory, but only one left standing on the side of Otters. That is the end of their push.
That is the end of the push, and they are going to be punished. I wonder if there's going to be jumping. Volti's just going to walk in there. Well, how many can Volti get? Volti gets 1. Volti gets 2. How many more can Volti find? Volti gets 3. What? Excuse me. There's just 1 Volti in mid. How are you letting Volti get away with 4? Oh, 4 solo wipeout for Volti. What is Volti cooking?
There's no way you were not on performance-enhancing drugs. like, there is no way. Someone needs to get the Olympic Committee in here because this squid is cooking. And at this point, are they farming kills? Like, what is happening? Like I don't understand.
Bro, the IOC would let Martians play in the Olympics before they'd let Volti play at this rate.
No, here we go. There's the KO. We are fighting ourselves in a grand finals game 5 with Volti bringing the tower to a KO after fragging that hard. Bro?
Okay, I'm down to call Otters, Volti, and the Splashes plus the machine.
Rebrand.
Volti and the Splashes plus the machine that one time. I kind of like Otters. It's easier to say. I don't know.
I'm exhausted. Okay. Rewind. Genie.
YouTube rewind.
Listen, hear me out. Immortal Redemption has won both zones games.
Okay.
Otters has won both tower control games.
Yeah.
We are heading to what is, like, at this point, like, if Immortal Redemption loses this, like, the bracket reset's gonna be sweaty for them. Otters, this is their last hoorah. We are on neutral territory. Rainmaker has not been fought this set. Neither team knows what to expect from the other here. This is it.
This is the battlefield. This is the that ain't Falco. This is the Wombo combo.
The Wombo combo of our set here.
Oh no! Please tell me you know that melee clip, right?
No.
Oh no!
You think I just sat there in silence? I've heard the phrase Wombo combo, but I haven't seen the melee clip.
Falco, like, what? Oh yeah, no, not you, Falco. The Wombo. Anyway. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to watch some like classic melee 420XX.
Educate me.
Yeah.
All right, but Sleepy showing that machine was not just an Undertow pick, or like they're sticking with that for Rainmaker.
Yo, this pop is under contention. I would be Immortal Redemption. I'd be
Oh, there's Volty!
Bro, just runs forward. There's no way you can get away with that. There's no way they can get away with that.
Run forward and paint. Get picks. Absolutely, just like what goes on in their brain? Like there we go. There he is. How do you play like that? How do you play like that? Like Medify. Someone sign him, bro. Someone sign him. What?
I swear it's the Volticam now. Now the Volticam, please. I think objective is just a side story at this moment.
I of course want to talk about the other members of Otters, but just holy moly, they're about to KO this genie. Look, they have the forward. Volty's just gonna go in and get picks. The Rainmaker goes down, but this is not over because Volty has Zuka. There comes out the Zuka, but the reside that's gonna come in, and that's very, very clutch for Immortal Redemption. I thought we were heading into the bracket reset right there.
Bro, I was like, Volty said, we win. I don't care. We lost first. We are winning this tournament. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how many resets I have to. I don't care who's my opponent. I will take them all down. Paint the map, and that will be it.
Okay. So, this shark is incredible. Can we just appreciate that? Okay. 2 members down on the side of Immortal Redemption, but I want to point out that someone once told me, Volty, that Rainmaker Hagglefish is the Rainmaker Black Belly of Splatoon 3, and that, like, your push don't mean anything. Like, 11 remaining, that on other maps, that's stable. Not here on Rainmaker Hagglefish, because once you get on that plat, it really is just a look-forward simulator, and Immortal Redemption is clearing that first checkpoint.
Yeah, and they've got a crab tank at the ready. Can Volty shut it down? Volty get taken out before the crab can be stopped. Storm Hero's got that crab. Lucina doesn't hit the jump. That's the slacker. They're gonna have that restarter going, and this push all the way to the 4. No way! You're so right, Skep. And Volty's gonna happy with that.
Right. Oh my god!
Storm Hero knocks it out. Immortal Redemption are going to be your Squid Junction 35 champions. Otters and the rest of the Otters and Volty tried their best, but Immortal Redemption proving to be just that much stronger. It's not an individual effort, it's a team effort. That's why this is a 4v4 game.
You know, there was no point in this entire set where I knew what was gonna happen. None. Zero. Absolutely zilch. What an incredibly, oh my god, phenomenal, breathtaking, stupendous. There are not enough adjectives in the English language that I can throw at this set. Just shocking, devastating, heartbreaking, sobering. Like what wasn't this set, Genie? Please tell me, enlighten me. I'm desperate.
Okay, I've got some ideas. Havoc has informed us on 2 things. First, Havoc said on the Undertow Tower Control game, Volty went 28 splats and assists to 3 deaths. 28 in a grand finals of a North American bi-weekly.
Bro?
Grands. What?
Are you kidding me?
You lose. They won that game, but they lost. What?
Someone sponsor Volty. I'm very, very serious. Like, okay, we're like, I'm gonna get grand in terms of the scene here. We're talking about competing with Japan. Sign Volty. That's the future. Someone please sign that kid. Like, what was that? That was insane. I've never seen just like, I'm running forward now. Like, that's all I'm doing. Like, I'm going in. I'm getting a pick. Like, that level of energy, there was constantly, like, there was not a moment where Volty, like, oh, flubbed. Oh, L. Oh, GG. There just wasn't a moment like that. There genuinely wasn't. Okay, Immortal Redemption won the set, but Volty won my heart. Like,
bro, I don't even see people in Salmon Run tear things up that much. The way Volty was tearing up like the entire competition was just like watching Kyo walk through C-.
Okay, Immortal Redemption's clutch of Splat Zone's Mako is the reason they won the game. Let's not forget that. Okay, like, I know we got lost in the Volty sauce, but, like, Immortal Redemption clutched the heck out of Splat Zones, Mako. Don't forget that game was about to be KO'd, and then Immortal Redemption situated a lock and a hold in overtime. Let's not forget that, okay? And then, oh my god, Storm's KO of the Rainmaker in the final seconds of that game, like, okay, like, they got to 3, like, that's great, like, that pushes fizzle out. No, it didn't fizzle out, because then they got popped, they got a triple with the pop, there was one player left standing, and then it was GG, and then just, oh man, gosh,
Nebula
what a set.
Was just saving all the clips, and I got to see, like, the scoreline for Volti. Yeah, there was a 23-8, and then the game not as hot, we got 21 kills in another game, 22 kills in another. I'm just floored.
How do you play like that? Like, okay, get them on
how do you keep your mentality of, like, we're losing? But, like, I gotta shout out the rest of the team for being able to paint them out, because your Carbon can't do that if they have no space.
That's true.
The amount of time that Volti had to not ever worry about what was in front of them, because the splashes and the machine had just painted it, and the crab tanks. I think back to the Brinewater game, where Volti snuck around and got 3 off the opening, because 2 crab tanks popped 3 Explo, their Explo, like, big bomb shots, and painted just enough that Volti could slide all the way up, all the way into the spawn, and get 3. Those were the team plays that we didn't see. But
carried by the breath of the crabs, right? Like, you have that team play so you can have your superstar, right? Like, the Otters, like, I know we made jokes about Volti and the splashes, but genuinely, like, where are the Otters going to go? I can't wait to see them in 20XX next month. I can't wait to see what they do in the future. Bro, listen.
Next week! Come on, Scout!
Bro, listen! You expect me to remember what day it is after that set?
Oh, true. Oh, true.
Bro?
Yeah.
Cut me some slack, alright?
Slack. I'm given.
Slack, great on the Tetris. On the side of Immortal Redemption, the reef slides, despite the fact that they were always canceled, they always generated space. There was always like I'm going forward with this, and like the team followed up on those reef slides. So yeah, cut me some slack. I'm generating space, genie.
Well, I know I'm seeing Stormhill. They're taking a map. They won, so that means it's probably time for us to wrap up our blocks here, Skep. And I know, are we doing Triton? I know on here on Dapple, I'll shout out the calendar. Afternoon, 1 p.m. EST start, paddling pool. That's the EU tournament, the weekly on the 8th. The 10th, 2 p.m. start for Triton.
Neb, hit us with the calendar.
Are we doing Triton? Friday?
When Friday?
4 p.m. our time is when we start.
Which Friday?
The 10th.
The 10th? I can make that work. Yeah.
Alright, so then Skip and I will be here for second block of a Triton Cup. The tournament actually starts at 2. And then Saturday, we have 20XX, that's the 11th. 1 p.m. start. Those are the group Swiss. Group rounds, sorry, not group Swiss, group stage. And then day 2, all the brackets are on Sunday. That's a 1 p.m. start. And Skip and I will be doing grants.
Oh my god.
Where can the people find you, Skep?
Hi, my name is Skepidillions. You can find me passed out after that set, but you can also find me on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok. Skepidillions, as I think was seen on screen. I don't know, I was kind of lost in the sauce. Yeah, what about you, Genie?
They can find me at all the events I just said, and at Genie7, that is GEENIE7 _ on Twitter, no underscore on all other socials. I have a Ludi set tomorrow at 3, so if you want to watch a Ludi playoff set in Division 4, come watch me. Also watch Falco's channel.
You could also find both of us on Ludi tomorrow at 12 p.m. EST on the Ludi Tonight Twitch. Thank you, Falco, you're so base. Thank you, Nebula, you're absolutely so slay. Thank you, Havoc, for running Squid Junction. Wow, what a team effort. Let's go! Stay fresh!